you're doing well. Question of the day. Question of the day. How are your holiday plans changing this year? And what would you normally do for the holidays, but now that you're probably not going to do the same thing, right? I mean, I'm guessing. That's a be a bummer. But normally we have my mom's side of the family is very large. They all live in town. I think she has like 8 brothers and sisters. So with the cousins, it's like 40 people, even if not everybody shows up. So we usually have big family get-togethers. But this year, I think it's just going to be me, my mom, and my dad. Because my brothers aren't coming home. One lives up in North Dakota and one lives down in Tennessee. So that, my parents are very skittish about the whole thing. But in positive news, my mom is getting vaccinated this week or next week because she's a nurse. She doesn't work on the COVID floors, but she's a nurse. I couldn't tell you what she does because it seems to change every 2-3 years. She's been pretty much every different kind of nurse that you can be. So she likes to hop around, which I think maybe that's where I get my lack of focus from. And my dad's a lawyer, so he doesn't really have to go into work ever, unless it's court. So, yeah. So there's that. But yeah. So how are your holiday plans changing? And then I might be hanging out with my girlfriend and her family, but they are like, it's just like her and her 2 brothers because they're like a military family and they move all around, and their actual extended family like lives way out somewhere, and then my dad's extended family lives in Philadelphia and Florida and Washington, so they're kind of spread out too. But my dad also has like 7 brothers and sisters, so I have like 20 aunts and uncles. Well, more than that, because it's like 2. Yeah, so I have like 40 aunts and uncles, and like, I don't know, 30 cousins, something like that. So it's very large. If both families got together, it'd be a huge event, and I would hate that because I'm not a big fan of crowds, unless it's the kind of crowd that you can like be away from. Yeah, like concerts, I'm okay with that because like, get some people, but you can like escape from people. You don't have to talk to people if you don't want. So along with that, I posted a poll yesterday, I think. And also, I always hate when people like make note of stuff, but I did want to bring this up. I took 2 days off because 2 days ago was my last day of client work for the year. So I wanted to like take a little break and celebrate and not think about touching my computer for stuff. But there's 2 weeks left in the year, so all gas, no brakes. Through the rest of the year, I'm gonna be making stuff even on Christmas. Actually, probably not. I'll probably pre-record something for Christmas and post it anyway. And I've got my big ASMR box that I want to go through. So there's that. But so I posted a poll yesterday or the day before about if you get a Christmas present in the mail, are you allowed to open it, or do you have to wait? And I got this in the mail from my parents. It's if you can read that. So it's a table mount geared post with clamp is what they call it. But what it does is it's got a little grip, and it clamps, so it's not. Let me get this guy off. So it's kind of like this, and that it clamps onto a table, right? And then instead of this part, it's got a big like tripod pole, and then I have another piece that goes like this and connects to it, so I can get overhead shots with my big camera, or like one of these. Because before I've done like overhead shots, but I just used like GoPros, and like it looked okay. But I like kind of cut it in with the bigger camera footage, and yeah, you can really see the difference. But I want to get back into making no talking videos, just sound only videos. And like I said, I kind of want to up the production value, try to make them a little more cinematic. And so I think this will be a really great way to help. I'm super pumped about this. Oh, I'm so excited. Because also what's cool about this is I could use this table clamp. I could take up that top piece, and then I could just mount my tripod head to it, and then I could like put it back on my desk, so I'll be able to move this camera around a lot easier. Because if you've seen any of my kind of behind the scenes, like it's a pretty big setup. It takes up most of the desk. So to have something I could clamp on the edge, I can get behind the scenes. I could even live stream while I make videos, and it'll be out of the way. It'll be great. I'm so excited. But overwhelmingly, the poll was like, you have to wait. And I'm like, but I could see what's in the box. But I'm so pumped. So thank you, Mom and Dad. Even though you don't watch my ASMR channel, but that's okay because I haven't never told you about it. So yeah. So I guess I gotta wait. What is it? It's like a week from today. But that people have spoken on the poll, so I guess I will honor that thought, even though I've opened some of my other Christmas presents. But yeah, so I had something that I wanted to talk about, but I totally don't remember. After all that, like that's like all housekeeping stuff, and I was just like, what else was I gonna talk about? Oh crap. Yeah, I don't know. Man. Finish the year. Yeah, I don't know. So, basically what I'm gonna do with the last 2 weeks of the year for me, I've got my goal list. You can't even read it. It's out of focus, but it's right here. This is my spreadsheet. It's up on my computer TV. Gonna be kind of going after some of those and seeing what I can accomplish. I have to walk 250,000 steps, less than that actually, but that's where that is. I have to watch like 70 more movies and read like 11 more books. I think those are the 3 I'm going after that I think I could do. So any one of those is like a pretty tall order. But I think I might be able to get 1 or 2 of them, maybe all 3, if I really push at it. I got 13 days and some change, 6 hours, give or take. So yeah, just gonna hammer it. I think I'm gonna keep making some ASMR. I'm gonna be making some more videos on my white noise channel, because I haven't really been doing that. So there's that, and yeah, I'm just gonna try to finish the year strong. See what I can get done, and then maybe take another day or 2 just like completely off to do nothing on like the 30th and the 31st, and just kind of like, so I guess I really only have like 11 days left to do all that stuff. But let's chill out. I like watching movies and reading books anyway, so I don't know, maybe at the same time, those chill days might actually just be like pre-production days, we'll call them that, where I'm just kind of getting stuff ready for the year. I've been working on decluttering my apartment, and that's been going pretty well. I've got rid of a lot of stuff, because me and my girlfriend might move in together here in 2021, so it'll be nice to have less stuff to move. And if she ends up moving in here, which there's a chance that might happen, but I think we're gonna try to find a house together, because I can afford a little more than this apartment, but it's good to live below your means. It's just standard financial advice, and you can take that extra and put it in your retirement, if you can. But if she came, and then I could go back to living in a house, which would be really nice, because then I could have like dedicated spaces for things as opposed to the ASMR in the living room, which is fine. I don't mind it. Yeah. So that's news and exciting. parents yet. Her parents are very strict helicopter parents. I don't think they're gonna, because she lives with her parents right now, and they're interesting folks because they're very like, they're on her case about not being an adult, but they don't treat her like one. So I don't really know how to help her with that. I don't really think there's any way you can help somebody with that other than like, at a certain point, you just have to decide you're an adult and make your decisions for yourself. And they're just gonna have to like deal with that, and we're just gonna have to navigate the fallout. Because I don't think, if you ask permission from people like that, you're just never gonna get it. So at a certain point, you just gotta make the leap and hope it's okay on the other end. And that's So, and to be honest, I'm a little nervous about it. But I'm trying this new thing where, just thinking like, you can never be 100% sure. You mitigate the risks as much as you can, and then I think I said, when 2020 started and things started going bad, I was kind of on this path of like, things needed to be kind of certain for me to put effort into them, and somewhere towards here in the fall, I was just like, I gotta start taking more risks. Not everything, I don't need to know what's on the other side every time, I think, and there's a couple things that really come home with that, is like, you have to make more bets, more at-bats, and really, as long as you're not risking everything, like the bottom's not gonna fall out, then it's really not that bad, just you save enough, you don't make the big, you don't YOLO it, you don't go all in, but like at the same time, there are, you make some steps, you make calculated risks, and surprisingly, I think more often than not, they'll pay off. I think with someone like me, I'm very anxious, and I have that anxious brain, and it wants to always like latch on to like the worst case scenarios, and that, when you think about it, you're like, you look at your brain and you're like, when have you ever been right about anything? And it's like, almost never. It's like, okay, well, like, you've been right about one or two things that were very obvious at that point, but like, you didn't help me out with any of the what you needed to help me out with before it got to the obvious point. So fuck you, brain. Like, let's do some other stuff, let's try something different, 34. Like, I'm not unhappy with my life. I feel like my life is, I'm doing well. I feel like, I look around my apartment and I'm just like, I paid for all of this with something that was like an interest to me like 10 years ago. Like a hobby, something that I did for fun, that I would have done for free. And now it like provides. And like, that is such an amazing feeling. And I want that for everybody. But it takes work, it takes, I don't want to say hustle. Hustle's the wrong word. But it does take consistent effort to get to this. And where this isn't even that high, and that's why I think like it's not. I don't want to say it's easy, but it's not complicated. You just have to be willing to put in the time, and not even like, I think it's taking those bets. It's making bets. It's saying like, this might not pay off, but let's do it anyway. I've got time. And I think it's also acknowledging that your time is not worth anything. I think a lot of people get kind of like fancy and they're just like, well, it's not worth my time. But they ignore the fact that like, it's not worth my time, and then they'll go and then just waste that time. So it's like, it was more worth than what you're otherwise doing. So you don't have to think of like, what is my time worth, as opposed to what other options do I have. And so you might get an offer for it. I might get an offer for a job. It's very low paying, but I'm like, oh, I don't have anything else going on, so yeah, let's do it. As long as it's interesting and something I would think would be fun. But the flip side of that coin is that you do have to manage your energy, and you can't just constantly be taking these low paying jobs. You have to take, you could take low paying jobs all day, every day, if they fill you up. And so that's why I'm able to put in the time on this ASMR stuff because it builds me up, even though like my income on making these videos is like 20 cents an hour or less probably. But it fills the cup, and so it allows me to go do that, corporate job that's boring because I can come home and I have my apartment and I'm free to do this. I do the corporate job 2 days a week, and then 3 days a week I'm free to just do whatever I want and work on passion projects, watch movies, and write little reviews of them that I never film. So, you have to do some things you don't want to do to be able to get time, but you do have to protect your energy. Just don't be so precious about your time. Think about that. Think about in 2021. Think about protecting your time and your energy. And I think if you can really wrap your head around that, and I'm just starting to get there, 10 years into this, I think that's where, somewhere at that intersection is where the success is found, is in protecting your energy, protecting your time, and taking those risks. So that's kind of what I have to say about that. I'm real excited for 2021. I think 2020 has been a real crap year, and I'm not going to say like, I'm going to make it up in 2021, because when I look back on 2020, a lot of great things have happened. Me and my girlfriend had like a pretty not great breakup, and then we got back together. We've sorted through a lot of stuff, and now I feel like we're much stronger than we were before, and so that's great. Not that I don't have concerns in the back of my head, but I had concerns in the back of my head when things were in my head going great. So, whatever. You're never gonna be 100%. Like my YouTube channel, this ASMR channel has grown quite significantly. I think I was under 1,500 subscribers, and now I'm over 1,600, something like that. So like up 100 or something. Like, that's awesome. Not to be like, oh, money, but like the income of this channel has gone up a bunch, which is weird, and I've kind of found my niche of like what I like to do and what seems to be enjoyed by you lovely folks. So that's awesome. I've kind of figured out my white noise channel and got monetization back on that one, so there is a little trickle of income coming from YouTube, which allows me mentally to put a lot more of my energy into it. Then I've kind of wrapped around my head around the stock market a lot better. So that's good, and it's kind of pushing me towards that goal that I want to have of being financially independent and just making things out of like this place of pure joy and somehow getting paid for it without charging people. Like that's kind of the dream, is just to make things, not ask for anything but your time, and hope you enjoy what I'm creating. And I think that there's a very like symbiotic ness to that. And so thank you for all the people that have stuck around here the last like 3 months and found me. I really appreciate it. It's awesome, and it's great to talk to you when you leave little comments. There's so many of you that do that, and those are super appreciative. Yeah, I'm just like feeling pretty warm and fuzzy today. Feeling good. Like, this year has sucked, and I still pulled out some wins. And I think if you look back, I think a lot of people are focusing on the bad, and there has been some good. Like, take some time today and just write down, and maybe here's another question of the day for you. Write down some of the good things that happened this year, even if they're small things. Like, even if you found out what your dog's favorite TV show is, or what your new favorite TV show is. Like, is there a new movie that came out that you love? Like, just that's something, And for me, like, Palm Springs, that movie's awesome. I don't know if you've seen it. That's great. Came out this year. Andy Samberg and the mom from How I Met Your Mother. I don't remember her name. Christina Milioti or something like that. That came out. That's great. I somehow managed to get enough work that I'm only down a little bit of money compared to last year. like even with a month off from surgery, like some good things have happened. I've pulled out some wins this year. And so I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're not struggling. It's, I think when we focus on the negative aspects of life, right, we tend to forget the good things that have happened, and good things have happened this year. It's never bad all the time. So, as always, thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button if you're still awake. Subscribe. Obviously, if you're new here, welcome. Thank you for watching this far. Yeah, just appreciate you. I hope you're doing really well, and if not, I hope that changes. And if there's something I can maybe help you with, something I can talk you through, give advice on, drop a comment. Let's, chit chat about it. I'm here to help you. So, until next time, go get some sleep. Let's wake up. Go after it with machete.